I've got great news for you. Customer service is being reinvented. Yeah. Companies are starting to think forward for their customers and to anticipate how they can be a more valuable partner with those customers. Steve Jobs described the difference between television and the web as television being a lean-back media and the web being a sit-forward media. And you can relate to that. Television taught us in the last part of the 20th century to lean back and let information come to us. And you can relate to the sit-forward part of it as well with the video games and the news feeds and the high-powered search engines. That we're always looking for new information to sit forward and to find new ways to be productive. So what does that have to do with customer service? Customer service, then, is ready to be disrupted. So this is a chart of the American Customer Satisfaction Index. It's based on 100 possible points, and that's the average score from 1994 through 2012, which is when they measured customer satisfaction. They began in 1994. Well, it looks pretty flat, doesn't it? Customer service hasn't improved based on that chart. We stayed within a range of 70 to 76% within the almost 2 decades that they have been doing that index. Now, 1994, that is a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk, which would have still been around had people not thought about, well, we're not making 5 1/4 inch floppy disks, we're making information storage. How can we do that better? This is a printed copy of an encyclopedia. Who knows when Wikipedia started? Any idea? 2000. It started in 2000, and it seems like it's been here forever, doesn't it? Because the digital age is here. The reason that changed was, instead of thinking about that my product is a printed collection of information, it's now a collective use of information on the web. So just to let you know that the American Customer Satisfaction Index is flat. Well, the European Customer Satisfaction Index is also flat during that same time period. And so what I like to call these people that are operating in this area couch potatoes. If you think about the lean back era, these companies are in the lean back era. Let's not change. By the way, everything here is normal. And meanwhile, the world is changing around them. That's a list or a diagram of different apps for price checking at a store. You can go in and with Shop Savvy and Shopper, Price Grabber and Amazon and things like that, you can select and check prices against anything. If price is no longer a differentiator in your business and technology is basically easy copied, then companies need to look at the customer side to be more customer-centered. And so the bar up here is between the 90 and 95 percentile. And what that represents is the exceptional companies. Now, I am in the customer research business. We do index similar to the American Customer Satisfaction Index. And yeah, we have some ordinary, and I say ordinary, not extraordinary, companies in that range, the bottom range. And I thought to myself, what is the difference in the companies that are in that top range? And those are the ones that I call Customer 3D, because the other companies are status quo. Everything is normal at this era. All of our customers are accepting the service that we give them. And so I call it one-dimensional. Two-dimensional is if you've got that same kind of product-centered mentality and you've got really good service. So someone waits on you or takes an order and is very pleasant with you. Yeah, that you like that, but it's still two-dimensional. The new companies are looking at a new dimension, customer 3D, and they're separating themselves from the product-centered companies in 1D, 2D by being customer-centered. You ever heard of a company that is a large corporation that has no customer service department? That's Kayak. You know Kayak? Kayak is a online travel service. Okay, compete with Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz, and that type of thing. Kayak has an office surrounded by walls of data all about their customer for every employee to see. They have a red phone, yes, a red phone in the middle of their office that everyone is expected to answer. And that red phone has customers calling in with problems or support needs. And why do they have that there? So that everyone owns the customer. They see on an unfiltered basis what the customer is requesting from them. That's amazing. And everyone should think in those terms. They also have, they have 12 different versions of software that are running right now because they are looking for different ethnographic information from their customers on which they like better. So what does a customer 3D company have? What do you see when you do business with them? First of all, customer effort. They are always trying to reduce customer effort. Making it easier for you to do business with them. Make sense? All right? And you all know when a company is difficult to work with, right? You know that. When you sign onto a website, when you work with a person, you know the effort it takes to do business with that company. I love this example. This is the Dutch Boy Paints. They went out proactively and invented a new paint can or paint container that was more user-friendly because they realized the effort that customers were going through with the old-fashioned can. That innovation won one of the top 10 innovations of the first decade of the 21st century. It's pretty amazing. And no one asked them to do it. They did it on their own. That's what a customer 3D company is. The second thing that customer 3D companies do is to show the customer their expertise. No longer are we trying to withhold information from them. We're trying to create value. If you want to be a premium company, supplier, then you want to provide value to your customers. And so companies are sharing information. We have a manufacturing client that has created, the old model used to be to call in and find out how to configure this product that they make in their warehouse. They put that online so people at 10 o'clock at night can configure it themselves and then call in and place the order. That is expertise and willingness to share that expertise with them. The third thing is employee empowerment. We've got a client a manufacturing client, pretty old-fashioned, that took 14 days to get a standard price quote to their customers. And the job of that price quote department was to explain to the customer why it took 14 days. Well, a SWAT team undercover in that company went in and worked diligently and took that down from 14 days to get a price quote to 1 day. Those employees, and the management didn't know it. It just happened. Those employees were so empowered and so happy that they had done that because they knew they'd accomplished something for the customer. Google is famously giving their engineering employees 20% of their time to work on new ideas. Do you think that's because Google's a nice company? Well, partially, but Google is looking for new ideas to come from their employees. It's amazing that they are using that. Now, you three people, Joseph, Gene, and Maureen, if you went on an airline and got normal, ordinary, and I mean ordinary service, no problems, everyone was reasonably courteous to you, do you think the three of you could come up with 5 different ideas for improving that airline over and above that service?
Certainly.
Absolutely. Any of us could. If you go to a website and have a funky website that you can't get around, you immediately say, they ought to do this, they ought to do that. We all can improve that if we think like that. And so the opportunity here, and of course the employees of that airline could probably think of 15 ways to improve it that you can't even think of. But the opportunity here is around the old-fashioned, the lean-back model was if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The new model is if it ain't broke, break it, and then find something better. So what we're doing is we're creating a community of like-minded people that we would invite all of you to participate in, to share stories about Customer 3D, high-level cultural customer service, not courtesy where someone was nice to you, but where the entire organization believes in and looks for the customer improvement. And I will give you information if you'd like to contact me about that. The customers are asking more and more questions. We have a retail catalog friend that had a call from one of her customers that said, "Why are you charging me shipping and handling?" And now think about that. It's a retail catalog business that could only get the product to the customer by shipping and handling it, right? And yet they put a line on their invoice that says shipping and handling. And of course the reason it is because it's been tradition. Yeah, there's no real reason to charge shipping and handling over and above the product cost. And so it's things like that where Customer 3D companies anticipate those kinds of questions coming from their customers and try to get there first. Customer 3D companies have absolutely a different metabolism than product-centered, status quo kinds of companies. And it's exciting. We all want to work with companies that are not like the ducks on the lower side, but on the ducks that are taking off with new ideas on a new trajectory. There's a new book out by David Byrne from the Talking Heads, 80s rocker.
Burning down the house.
Burning down the house. There he is, man. So he could be living off of his past, but he's talking in the book about how exciting the music business is and how it's full of possibilities. And that's what I want to leave with you. It's customer connection, customer service as it used to be called, is full of possibilities for the people and the companies that grab a hold of it. And for you to help those companies, to show them alternatives about how they can do that. Yes, customer service, it's all about taking the lean-back organization and transforming it into a sit-forward organization that's looking for productivity and better connection with their customer. And so the reasoning here is that these companies are reinventing customer service, and they don't even call it customer service anymore. It's not about serving a customer, it's about the success of a customer.